Hey there, Pokket here, bringing you another guide to SWTOR. Now this week I'm going to cover Alderaan, which is the last PvP map that I haven't covered just yet. Alderaan is a 3-point capture map, and of course, owning the most control points the longest is how your team basically wins.
So I've covered Hutball and Voidstar, and the last PvP map to cover, at least at this point in time, is Alderaan. Alderaan is a 3-point capture map. Naturally, the players that hold the most points the longest win. Each point activates a turret that shoots at the enemy ship, and you can actually see this. Even if you're only holding 1 point, it'll still tick down the health of the opposite ship, just at a slower pace. On the east side, you have a point that many refer to as snow, and on the west, there's grass. Now, you can kind of guess why people call it snow and grass. At least I hope you can. But, yeah, if you can't tell why we call them snow and grass, here's a couple screenshots for you. This one's snow, and this one's grass. And you'll never guess this one, but in the middle is mid. It's magic. So throughout the map, like all the other maps, there are expertise buffs, speed buffs, and health buffs. Making use of speed buffs located in the tunnel underneath mid is extremely helpful when attempting to go from one side point to the next. This is actually a map where a lot of the success of your team depends on countering what the other team does. While maps require a lot of teamwork, this one requires that you remain conscious of where the bulk of their team will be attacking, and that you match either heavy defense or counter capping. So in the beginning of the match, watching where the enemy team goes is really important. Where do they send the bulk of their players? So let's look at this from a Republic point of view, because that's my main. I get dropped off at the speeder, and to the west, which is my left, you're gonna have grass, and to the right, you're gonna have snow. Now a common strat for my team would be to send 2 people west, and the rest either mid or east. Now I say mid or east because it really depends. Where does the bulk of their team go? Do they go middle, do they go east, or do they go west? Now it's likely that they're going to send the bulk of their players either mid, or they're going to send them west to try and stop us from capping west. So if they send a lot of their players west, we're going to take mid and try to stop them at right and try to take that eventually. And if they send the bulk of their players mid, then we're going to go right, try to stop them there, and take the point. That's pretty much how the beginning of the match goes. So which points should you control, or what are easier to control? Well, you don't really have a choice in the beginning about which will be easier to control, because the ones that are easier to cap are the ones you're going to want to control, at least at first. However, it can be argued that, both the side points are easier to control, but it can also be argued that middle and a side point is easier to control. It really just depends. I personally like controlling middle and a side point because you can just scale the wall from a side point to middle, and it really allows you to get there quickly without having to go all the way around the wall like some people do. Then again, controlling side points are easy because if you control the side points, you have 2 speeders that spawn. And you can, if you die, you literally just get on the speeder, it takes you straight to the point and you're back in the action within seconds. It's just that getting from one side to the other tends to take a little longer. And let me paint a little picture for what I'm talking about when I'm talking about scaling the wall. As you can see, you can run up the ledge, jump, run a little bit more, jump again, then scale the side, and hop down. Suddenly you're in the middle of the action and really close to your point, so you can easily interrupt someone that might be trying to cap. As for going from side to side, you run underneath middle. There is a tunnel going underneath, and under this point you will find 2 speed buffs that you can use to get to the other side faster. However, you have to be careful not to get distracted underneath by fighting, or distracted off the point, because really, fighting off the point doesn't really help you when you're defending. Actually, it doesn't help you at all. However, when you're attacking a point, it is effective to try and drag people away from the point so you can maybe have a stealthy or just any ally sneak up behind the enemies and ninja cap. So moving on, here are some things to keep in mind while playing. Take advantage of tunnel vision. A lot of enemies get tunnel vision, and there have been many times when an ally ninja caps while the rest of the team holds the enemies off. Use of CC when capping is essential. If an ally is capping and there is an enemy running towards the point, then do whatever you can to keep them away from your ally as long as possible. It's actually surprising how many people don't do this. When defending, fighting off points is an extremely bad idea. If they have someone sneak up behind the point, you'll have to try twice as hard to get back to them and interrupt them. Dots interrupt people capping. If they zerg one of your points and it looks like your team is going to die, start throwing dots on players. It's basically a last-ditch effort. This is definitely essential to getting back into the fight as soon as possible to stop them from capping your point. When incomings are called, if you're the last person on a point, then don't leave. Really. It's essential to have 2 people on a point due to the fact that if there's a stealthy and only one person is defending, the stealthy can easily sap the person, try to cap, watch them use their break-free ability, vanish, then sap them again, and cap the point. However, having more than 2 people defending a point that isn't getting pushed is a bit overkill. So I really hope this guide was helpful, and keep in mind that teamwork is definitely important in PvP war zones. Especially when you're working with pugs, you really gotta pay attention to what's going on around you. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you like what I had to say. And also, tell me, what strat do you like to use in Alderaan? I personally like the dancing mid-naked strat. It really catches them off guard. As always, you can follow me on Twitter @PocketSays. And don't forget to head on over to MMORPGcom, where you can find other reviews, guides, and gameplay analysis.